Hi, and welcome to this week's Friday Focus. So the clocks changed for us at the weekend in England, in the UK. And so they went forward and we lost an hour's sleep. And I was thinking about this. It takes a while, doesn't it, for our bodies to adjust to that change. And every single time our body gets used to it. Every single time we get back into the new routine, the wake up times adjust. And this kind of got me thinking about change and how our brain, the primal part of our brain, does not like change. We like certainty. We like knowing. And so whenever we go into a situation that requires us to change, whether it's a process, whether it's a habit, whether it's a way of thinking, whether it's a new job, whether it's a new partner, it doesn't matter, whatever the change is, most brains are resistant to it. And yet, when we look at our lives, when you look back over your life, the amount of change that you have gone through personally, professionally, and you're fine. Like nothing negative has happened to you. And what I mean by that is that you're not in writhing agony. The world didn't open up and swallow you whole. But yet, at that point of change, your primal brain really thinks that's what's going to happen. The world's going to end for sure. We're going to die. This is terrible. So I just wanted to talk to you today and give you some tips on how to deal with change. So I'm going through quite a lot of change personally at the moment within myself. So evolving into the CEO of my business rather than being an employee mindset. So this is taking a lot of very intentional, very deliberate thinking in a way that I've never had to do before. I have to think of myself in a different way. And my brain doesn't like that. We call it cognitive dissonance. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to change a habit, whether you're trying to change a job, whatever. The first short period of time, it is uncomfortable. Just like when the clocks change. To begin with, those first couple of days are uncomfortable. But by the time we get to today, this is Friday, chances are you've probably got into a new routine. Your body's probably feeling a bit better already, and it's not even been a week. So first of all, I think having that understanding that, of course, you're going to go through an element of discomfort. That whilst your brain and your body are trying to figure itself out, especially when it's a new belief and you've got the one belief going, no, this thinking is right. And then you've got another belief going, no, this thinking is right. And your brain's like, doof, doof, doof. That's uncomfortable. We are literally rewiring neuro patterns in your brain. That's uncomfortable, but that discomfort is not a problem. And when you've noticed how you've been through this process before, you get used to the new. So the change happens, you feel uncomfortable, you get used to the new way, and then that becomes comfortable and off you go again. So first of all, understanding that initial discomfort will be there, that's not a problem. And then second, thinking to the future, like looking ahead of time and going, right, okay, I actually know, let's take the change in the clocks. I actually know that in a couple of days, I'll be feeling back to normal. You can have those thoughts with any change in your life. You can, like if you're thinking about a new job, you can go, right, okay, I know that the first few weeks are going to be uncomfortable while I meet new people and you know, learn new processes and new procedures and new expectations. I mean, I do have to cover that with the fact that you are creating that discomfort for yourself with your thinking, but that's perfectly normal. So knowing that that's going to happen, but knowing also that that will become normal for you. The change will happen, it will be uncomfortable, and then it's familiar, then it becomes normal, and then everything calms back down again. So looking towards the future and looking, right, okay, you know, taking a new job in a couple of months, this new commute will be normal. The new people I sit by will become normal. I'll learn the processes and they'll become straightforward. When we're changing our mindset around our weight, we can think, right, okay, this is how I'm currently thinking about my body, but when I start to think these new thoughts, then that will become normal and I'll feel comfortable thinking those things. When we're changing habits, the discomfort of experiencing urges instead of responding to them, whether that's the urge to procrastinate or to answer a phone call and email, it doesn't matter what the urge is to do, sitting with that urge is uncomfortable. But when you stop that pattern of behavior, when you stop responding to the email, you stop eating the sugar, you stop drinking, then that becomes a normal pattern of behavior and that becomes familiar and that becomes easy. So it's actually, we can have compassion for our brain when it's trying to freak out because something new is going to happen. Because it doesn't understand the modern world in which we live. We can have compassion for it. It's trying to keep us safe. But with your prefrontal cortex, your higher brain, you can decide and you can think and know that it all figures itself out. Just like the change in times, the same thing will happen again in autumn, and we will go through that similar sort of discomfort, and then we get used to it. And next spring, the same thing will happen again, the next autumn, and so on and so forth. So change isn't a problem. Discomfort isn't a problem. It's when we're uncomfortable, it's when we change that we grow as humans, that we get stronger and we become more resilient. So that's some tips. Just recognise that the discomfort will happen. The discomfort's not a problem. And then look to the future and look at a time when the new becomes familiar. That will come. So just comfort yourself and have compassion with yourself that will happen. Have an amazing week and I hope to speak to you next week. Bye bye.